Welcome back here to another video. It is the last time here. I am making one of these videos as a full-time driver, which is weird to say, even though it's my fourth season. Yeah, we are predicting Season nine's playoffs. Who makes it in, who misses out, and I'm hoping that I can finally go 8 for 8, but to be fair, I don't think I will, because the game we are using is so different from anything we've used in the past. It is going to be a very sharp learning curve. I have a feeling, and we are going to get a very different look. I feel like, and it's hard for me to know who is going to make it in. But obviously, there are some people that's very obvious that'll get in, and that's who I'm going to get to right now. The first three people here that I'm going to name. And by the way, I am going in order of what I think the seeding will look like going into the playoffs. But the first three people are people that I think are locked no matter what. Like they're going to be fine. They don't need to worry about this new game. And that's going to be me at the 1 for obvious reasons. I've put myself there the past like 3 seasons now, and I have a lot of evidence to prove why I should be there. So not much of a surprise there. Number 2, I actually have Oda. Oda kind of proved himself last season. He got himself 3 wins on the season, something I don't think a lot of people were ready for. I don't think, even though it's very popular that he won 3 races, I don't think a single person was ready for him to win those 3 races. And then the third seed, I believe, will be Iron. That's also very self-explanatory. Every game we've kind of been in, he's been good at. No matter what happens, he's always up towards the top when it comes to the points because he shows up a lot. And yeah. Also, I guess I didn't mention this. The playoffs have changed a little bit. There is still no winning you're in, just like last season. But those playoff points, if you remember me talking about those in past videos during last season, a lot of that stuff, those playoff points just go right to your regular points right away, just like they do in real life NASCAR. And we've basically gone to the chase again, but with rounds and yeah, just the same rounds as usual. So there's the first three right there. Now we get into the people that I believe probably should get in. Knowing them and the game, this is who I believe really should go in, and this is the 4 through the 6 that should that I'm going to talk about here. At the 4 is going to be Tanuki. He always finds a way to put together good runs during the regular season. He usually wins a race or two in the regular season, and then the playoffs he's either this super top level guy or he's just kind of mid pack. But that's for another video way later down the line. This is just will he get into the playoffs during the regular season? I think he very much will. Since he's been in D1, he's looked like a contender basically every season other than his like half rookie season that he had in season 6 when I joined. But yeah, the 5 seed, I believe, is going to be King. I was just about right on this seeding last season until he decided to not wake up for the Coke 400 and about get himself out of the playoffs. But King, always a consistent driver, usually around P4, P5 a lot of the time. Will have a couple of runs that he's P2. Usually wins 1 race during the regular season, maybe 2. And yeah, that's about the right spot for him, I feel like. That 5 seed, very in the mid pack, especially compared to everyone else. And looking back at past seasons, it seems like a very fitting spot for him. Now, the 6th seed might shock some people. It's kind of the same logic as last season when I put Hank at about this spot. I think I put him at the 5 or the 6 last season. This 6 seed is very similar logic to how I put Hank in last season. This 6 seed is going to be Red Font, who now drives the 6. And this is because he's the only one that has any experience with these kind of games. The developer, yes, we are using a custom game once again. And yes, it is a pretty good custom game this time. It's not the every track's a drafting track like we did in Season 7 with Soaring. This is a much better, more put together game, and Red Font was the one that got this dev into the league to help us out because he's known this dev for a long time and knows his games. Just like Hank last season, we knew we were moving to MWRT in D1, and Hank had won the D2 championship, which finished up in MWRT. He was really strong in MWRT, so we had him. So I predicted him to get in, and what do you know? Granted, he barely squeaked in, beating out Rover, who I predicted wrong, but I got the pick right at the end of the day, and I have a feeling it'll be similar with Red Font. So now we go down to our last 2 seeds, the 7 and the 8 seed. Also here, after I say my 7 seed, we will get into who I think is on the outside looking in going into this season, who I believe probably won't, but not probably won't make the playoffs, but I don't see them beating out these drivers that are in the playoffs with tendencies that I know of. So, anyways, I believe the person that will grab the 7 seed will be Smile. Yes, you might say it's a little low for Smile. Might say, oh, he's been contending with Tanuki. He's been contending with all his teammates all last season. He's extremely good on road course. He'll get a lot of points there. Yeah, he'll gain points there, but I don't know about his racecraft on a lot of the ovals in this game. I haven't seen crazy good stuff from him in the racing so far in all the tests. And I don't believe he'll be at a very high level compared to some of his teammates of me and Tanuki. I think Smile will very much be that third. He will be a very distinct third car for TNR this season. And that's why I have him down at 7. So now we're going to go into who I believe is on the outside looking in before we do the 8. The first one is Xenon, and this is because he is a part-time driver right now. If you guys remember back in Season 7, when I made my first predictions video for D1, I put Smile in this category because he was a part-time car at the time. I said if he can get a full-time ride, there's a good chance he can make a run at the playoffs. This is the same logic for Xenon. Xenon right now is in a part-time car in the 19, but knowing how good he really is at racing, even though he took a very long break from this league, he is still a very good driver. And I believe if he can get a full-time ride, if he can prove why he should be given a full-time ride this season, I think he can make a decent run at the playoffs. The second of 3 drivers, yes, I only have 3 in the outside looking in category this season. My second of them is actually going to be Queso. Yes, I don't think Queso is going to make the playoffs. I have a feeling, knowing how last season went with the playoff points thing, he would not be able to give himself those extra points towards his regular season and be able to help him out. At least last season, he didn't realize the importance of them, And especially early in the season, he just didn't show up a lot because he had other leagues that he was wanting to do. And I believe, especially this season, with the stage point, playoff points, things going straight away into your points for the end of the regular season or the end of a round, I think that's going to hurt him a lot. And he's not going to be able to get in because of that. So now we look at who the final driver getting into the playoffs is. It's a couple names I have yet to say. I have yet to say Hank. I have yet to say Dega, who's currently in on the 17 car. I've yet to say Colonel, who's now in the 18. I've yet to say Happy or Kaz. Both KJS cars could very well get in. But I only have one more spot. And I believe that this final spot, based on how he has performed the past couple of seasons, the nicknames he's gotten, and one very prevalent one, I think Hank, the closer, is going to get the final spot into the playoffs just like he did last season. He performs well when it comes down, when there is pressure to get into the next round or get into the playoffs. He performs very well. He is very good under pressure, and I feel like as long as he just continues to do that throughout the season, towards the end of the season, he is going to be able to take that final spot away from all these other drivers. So I'm going to take one more driver here in the outside looking in, and this is who I believe will be the first person to miss out on the playoffs, who I think would be the 9 seed, basically. Whoever would be ninth in points. And I think it's actually going to be Colonel. Colonel showed a lot of promise towards the end of the season last season, especially at Martinsville. She came home with a P2. That was her best finish of her career up to that point, especially in D1. And then in D2, she was looking to get a P2 in the championship race and then somehow got it from Iron. Somehow got the win over Iron at Phoenix. I still don't know how that happened, but she now has a win under her belt in D2. She has a P2 in D1. She is very well developed throughout the course of last season and going into this season. She's by far developed the most out of last season's rookie class. The only reason I chose Hank over her, though, is because I know there are lag issues over on Colonel's end. No matter how optimized the game is that we use, she always seems to find a way to have some lag issues, which sucks because I think she would be a very good contender for the playoffs this season. I think it would shock a lot of people if she could steal a spot from Hank or Smile or like even King maybe. But yeah, there you have it. There are my playoff predictions for season 9. Hopefully I can finally go 8 for 8. I have a feeling I won't, knowing that it's a completely new game and it is bound to have a lot of shocks. But who knows? I will be reacting to this in like 13 weeks. So, yeah. Again, hopefully this goes 8 for 8. And I'm going to stand on it for a little bit. And hope these are all good. So with that, that's the end of the video. Remember these predictions. Hopefully they're right. We got the Clash here coming up this weekend. And I'm going to hope I can get my first Clash win. But that's besides the point. Like, sub, any of that stuff. And I will see you guys on the main channel for my final season. Bye.